I failed miserably on this project, but Danielson took it to the finish line in a different direction. Let's find out what happened to this Silverado. Let's get started. So you guys remember a little over a year ago, I had this 2005 Silverado. It has some very sketchy history, very sketchy. And I was going to put a Duramax in it, do a Duramax swap, and things got in the way, got very busy in the shop, and time went on. It passed very quickly, and I decided I need to keep videos going for you guys. I got to keep cars fixed for everyone that's bringing cars. This is going to have to stop. I just don't have time. There are YouTubers out there that do projects, and YouTube is all they do. They don't have customers calling, is my car done? When is my car going to be done? They don't have any of that. They can just spend all the time they want on their car. I don't have that luxury. So I gave this truck kind of apart in pieces to Danielson and challenged him and said, do whatever you want with it. And he took it to the finish line. It is now a running and driving truck that he's been driving for quite a while, back and forth to work. But it still left all the sketchy, who knows what's going on with this truck. If you could look into the past and know the history of this truck, of what it's seen and what it's been through, you probably wouldn't want to know. Let's take a look around the Silverado. So here's the front of this '05 Silverado, also known as a cat eye, because the headlights look like cat eyes. As we come around to the side, it's got all kinds of dings and scratches and 22-inch wheels, which Hoovy advised me when he seen this truck. He said, Wizard, I guarantee you those are stolen wheels. I promise. I was like, I hope not. We can see the bumper's been removed, and they kind of put one of those rolled bumpers on it. It does have its original wing, which is kind of floppy. And yes, it still has its bullet holes. Yes, these aren't the stickers you buy at AutoZone. These are real, honest-to-God bullet holes this person was shot at while they were doing whatever they were doing. I don't want to know what they're doing, really. As we go down the rest of it, it's got some rust and some scratches and dings. But otherwise, it's an okay truck. Let's go ahead and open the hood. I've fixed cars for a long time, years in fact. I've learned a few things along the way that make diagnosing and fixing them a little easier. I'm honored that people trust me to fix their cars, that carry their families. Keeping cars running and people safe is what we do around here. We can only help you with your cars, though. There are so many other areas in life that need protection that are totally out of my wheelhouse. There's a totally invisible threat out there right now that is trying to wreck your life. That's your digital identity. You know your name, address, social security number, basically everything about you. I don't know the first thing about protecting my information from data brokers and criminals. That's why I count on Incogni to do that job for me. In the last year, they have removed my name from almost 1,000 sites. That's right, Incogni searches 24/7 for my information on multiple sites, like online directories, people search sites, and commercial databases. If I happen to find my information on a site before Incogni does, I can request a custom removal. I've used it twice, and both times they were able to get my information taken down. With all the data breaches we've heard on the news, you can pretty much guarantee your information is out there. What are you doing to protect yourself and your family? Sign up today. They can't harm you if they can't find you. Go to incogni.com/carwizard and use code CARWIZARD to get 60% off and an annual plan. That link is in the description below. Now back to this Silverado. This here is actually the 4.8 that originally came with this truck. And we had pulled it out to do the Duramax swap. It was nothing wrong with the engine. It actually ran fine. Danielson has taken it and put it back in. But when I received the truck, the transmission, the 4L Slippy, yes, it was slipping, was dead. It was slipping really, really bad. Let's take a look around this engine bay. So Danielson had this engine out. He went through and resealed everything, made sure that when he goes back together with it, he doesn't have to take it back apart again. But you can see right away on the exhaust sides, it does not have the original cast iron manifolds. You can see some steel tube style headers coming off of there. The exhaust system originally on this vehicle was kind of whacked, kind of beat up, and he found an entire kit from China, I'm not sure where he got it, that has headers, exhaust, everything all the way out the back. He installed it, and it's okay, it works pretty good. He didn't expect it to be showroom finished because he's just going to use this as a work truck. It really wasn't that big of a deal. But these 4.8 engines are really good. If you don't need lots of towing power, you just need to haul small loads in the bed of your truck, they really are a great engine. They don't have tons of power, but they have plenty of power to do everyday truck things. And they're just as reliable as the 5.3, the 6.0, all those different lines of engines. Very, very reliable. This one has 190,000, or at least it did when I had it, miles on it, and it runs like a top. Let's let Mrs. Wizard show you that sketchy interior, though.
There you have it, 194,081 miles, and it just turned off, but there was a ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta sound in here. No, it's not me singing to you. No, that is a blender buried way in that dash somewhere that's got an issue. And oh, there it goes right now. So sorry. And well, he's going to have to tear out this really beautifully colored. Isn't this nice and pretty? They painted the dash. Yes, it is very nice, very shiny, I guess, and very slippery. It's got a little dust on there. I don't want to dust too much there, make him have to clean it to make it look all shiny. But they got it. It's looking really pretty in here. But as we move around, okay, well, he has upgraded the stereo system to some no-name brand, and he's had a few issues with that because, you know, he's not putting a whole lot of money in this because this, again, just a truck to go hauling and getting some stuff. One thing that is really nice is that this has dual climate control, and I'm not so sure why these have whiteout dots on them. But, okay, I guess you can do that. This is if it's your truck, but okay. Moving down, we've got some more spots so you can hide things, hold things, you know. Got a little ashtray in there with missing the spot. But I like how it has two spots here, one for each side, each passenger and for the driver. The seats are cloth and they're in really good condition. With this many miles, they're not tore up, they're not, you know, busting at the seams, foam is not spilling out. We've got the door, and there's something amiss here. There's a hole there next to where you can lock it, and it's probably because this door card is probably not native to this car. Because if I move to the driver's side real quick, it also has that same issue right here. So, something else sketchy going on here. As we move up, woohoo, this is interesting. We have black crushed velvet here on our ceiling. Yes, isn't that just lovely? Nice and soft. That's weird in so many ways. And, well, here's a steering wheel. And there's nothing else going on here. This doesn't have buttons or anything on it. And they literally just painted, and I think they even painted over the bow tie here. If we look closer to it, yeah, I think that's more whiteout. I don't know what their thinking was when they did this. Nonetheless, let's go back to the Wizard, and I think he has something to show us. Wizard, were you trying to hit me when I was in there doing the interior review?
No, if I did, you would have heard it. I'm pretty sure that this vehicle's been involved in some serious criminal activity. Things, unspeakable things. And I'm also pretty sure the original owner was a very hated person. Maybe he owed a bunch of people some money for whatever. But you can see right here, there's an indentation of 4 knuckles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it fits a knuckle purposely. Somebody tried to really come at this person, or either that, they have anger management. I don't know what happened there, but I want to show you another thing on those bullet holes over there. So whoever this person was who owned this before me has been attempted to have someone punch them in the face, and also someone has tried to shoot them. I just showed you those here a minute ago, but look at this hole right here, guys. You can see it goes through and punches through the bed, and then it breaks some of the rubber and plastic that goes all the way through between the bed and the cab. And the other hole, we did try to find a bullet. We pulled the door panel off, and we never could find the bullet. But it luckily stopped right here at the door. Can you imagine if that continued through and would have hit somebody in the leg or possibly killed someone? So I have a feeling the original owner, or the previous owner anyway, some people were after this person. I don't know why, I don't want to know why. So let's get this thing on the lift over here and just take a quick peek underneath. So here we are underneath this Silverado, and you can tell right away it's had a rough life. It's probably done some Dukes of Hazzarding through ditches and God knows what. So this is torn up here in this little access panel. Looks like they've hit something with it. There's really no serious leaks going on with the radiator or anything up there. It looks like the oil drain plug needs a new gasket. That probably is a very simple fix, and I'm sure Danielson will take care of that on the next oil change. The steering rack does have a little bit of leak going on. I can see coming out of the boots here. I don't think he's going to put a bunch of money into this truck like we mentioned. I've offered Daniel's son to purchase the parts and help him fix this truck up, and he's like, Wizard, I don't want to. With things that have happened to this truck and the life it's had, he's like, it just needs to run. That's all I want to do. So I understand, I totally get that. And you guys probably wouldn't dump $3 and $4 and $5 grand into this either after someone's punched it and shot at it and God knows what. Let's check out these brakes. They're about 60% remaining. Ball joint boot is okay. Shock is not blown. We do see the steering rack is leaking. And maybe you could put some Lucas power steering leak or something, leak stop in there. Otherwise, looks good on that side. Brakes 60%. Shock maybe has a little bit of seepage going on, but there's nothing currently wet there. And our steering rack is leaking there as well. We do see a blue transmission. It looks like a Smurf, Mrs. Wizard.
It is kind of Smurf-like.
He had this rebuilt by someone he knew in the Wichita area, and they did a very good job. It shifts perfectly, it drives fine. So that's all been fixed, but you can see our aftermarket exhaust and cats and everything right here. It kind of just bolts in and comes together, a 2-into-1 back here. Here's our drive shaft. Everything's good there. There's our 2-into-1 to the exhaust. One area that really likes to rust, especially on the longer Silverados, is these beams where they go to the frame right here and also around the fuel tank. Those love to rust out. This beam that sits on top of the frame, it goes up above the fuel tank and supports the fuel tank. Very high rust areas. If you have one of this era of Silverado, make sure to check those out. U-joint is good back here. Our exhaust goes back into 2 again right here and goes dual out the back. We have drums on the back. The shocks look to be okay. I don't see anything leaking out of them. Differential's not leaking. Nothing's leaking over here as well, and our shock is not blown there either. Hello, Mrs. Wizard.
Put your inner child away and let's get this thing on the ground.
The spare tire is missing, and I'm not surprised with what they've done to the wheels here. I bet those tires are really old. Let's take a look. They're not as old as I thought. Actually says 6th week of 2020. They're about 6 years old. But I can tell by a lot of the chunking and cracking and some of the treads that the last person before us did a lot of burnouts with this truck, which probably why the transmission was cooked when we got it. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the ground. So I really hated that I had to give up on my project. I failed miserably. I did. I did not get it done. But Daniel's son said, I can take this truck and at least make it usable again. I handed him the title and the keys. He's such a great mechanic. I said, here's your bonus. You get a free truck. You just have to put it back together. And he didn't put a whole lot into it other than maybe a transmission rebuild. And he has a truck now that he can haul stuff with and just cruise around town in. I can't imagine a life, though, of the previous owner of being shot at and people trying to punch you. Man, what a life. And like I mentioned a minute ago, imagine the stories this truck could tell. We would probably be in awe. Our jaws would drop. It'd be like, what? However, even though I failed, it's back on the road again. It has its original engine. It has a rebuilt transmission now. And he drives this thing every day. It's been a trooper. It's been very reliable. It still needs some more work to go, but like I mentioned, he's very adamant that he does not want to put any more money than he has to into this truck. It's just a freebie that he can use to cruise around. I really like the regular cab short beds. Maybe someday when I have time, when I get closer to retirement, I could get one and do something with one. But at this time, I got to keep you guys' cars fixed and keep videos going for you guys. So that's really taking the priority right now. So are these a good truck? You bet they are. In a lot of videos I've done in the past, the 2000 to 2009-10 range, those trucks before they get too crazy into emissions, especially on the diesels, these are some of the best trucks on the road. They're dead reliable, and if you take care of them, they can go 300,000 and 400,000 miles easily. I remember back in my days when I was working at a shop, servicing a farmer's 2001 Chevy truck. It had 590,000 miles on it, original engine, original transmission. He serviced it regularly, he kept it in order. Yes, these are great trucks. And the parts that are on them, You can go to any country store, parts store, anywhere. They're probably going to have the parts in stock, or they can get them the next day, and they don't break the bank. A water pump is not $700 on this truck. It's like 80 or 100. Power steering pump, 100 bucks, not 1,000 bucks. So there's tons and tons of parts in these that won't break the bank, and you can fix it yourself. Very easy to work on these engines. If you're somewhat mechanically inclined, you can definitely work on an LS-based engine. They're so easy to work on. Actually, had a challenge years ago. My mentor told me, after I'd done several intake manifold gaskets in a row, he said, let's see how fast, Wizard. Well, I wasn't Wizard at the time, it was Dave. You can get the intake off an LS-based engine and on the ground, back together again, and start it up and clear the codes. My time was 29 minutes. I was able to get it off, replace the gaskets, clean up the area, zip it back, torque it back down, done, clear the codes, and I stepped out of the vehicle 29 minutes. It was very, very fast. I couldn't do that today, Mrs. Wizard.
That is awfully quick.
I used to be very quick, guys. I could get stuff done. But I've mentioned in the past I have arthritis going on. I've been working on cars for so long, it's starting to take its toll on my body.
That means you're getting old.
I'm getting old. I have the gray hair right here to prove it. A lot of them are from you, Mrs. Wizard.
No, no, no. They are not from me. Not in the slightest. You guys tell them out there in the comments.
I could probably do it in 45 minutes or something now. I would not be able to break that record or even meet that record today. My work is accurate and clean, but not fast anymore. So I definitely wanted to get a video out to you guys to show you, although I failed on this project, Danielson took it to the finish line in a different direction and gave life back to this truck. I'm sure if this truck has a brain or a soul, it probably thought at some point in its life, I'm a goner. I'm going to the scrapyard. At this rate, I don't have long left. But Danielson turned that around. Now it does have long left. I'm sure it's happy that it has a new lease on life, and I'm happy for it as well. If you're curious what kind of tools that Danielson used to work on this truck or that we use to work on cars in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. The tools we use every day, tried and true, are listed for sale there, and if you purchase any of them, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. No, we're not closing the shop. No, we're not closing our YouTube channel. We're moving to Las Cruces, New Mexico soon, and we're going to continue the videos, continue fixing cars, just in a downsized fashion. So make sure to hit the subscribe button on the way out and the notification bell. Thanks for watching.